Okay, so describe your artist name, Banwo.
Banwo. So that's actually my last name. I used to go by King Babs, so a lot of people still know me as King Babs. Babs is that's a nickname that I've gone by like my whole life. But I decided to just change my name to my family name and put the fam on my back.
How does that feel to have that name like that?
At first it was kind of weird. Like a lot of people, they loved my last name, so they always told me like, "Yo, Babs, like you should go by your last name." But at first I was like, "Yo, that's kind of weird. Like going by your last name. Like what if my last name was Williams? Like, hey, Williams." But I was like, "Nah, Banwo. Like the woe kind of like stands out." I was like, "Yo, nah, they're gonna love that." So I just changed it one day, and then whenever I do things, I just kind of move forward with it.
Right.
So I never look back.
That's good. And how did you get started with music?
Music. I actually used to play the drums in my church when I was like 9 years old. Like I hopped on the stage when I was like 8. Like after church one day, I just hopped on there and started playing. And the drummer like ran up there, and he was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Well, he didn't say hell, but he was like, "What are you doing? Get out of here!" So I just like threw the sticks and ran. And for some reason, this dude like beat me to my parents. I don't know how. But he was saying good stuff though. He's like, "Yo, your son is like really talented. Y'all should sign him up for lessons and stuff like that." So my parents like they did sign me up for lessons, and I had to go every Saturday to this little basement where this dude would teach me how to drum. And then that dude ended up moving away, so they promoted me to the drummer. So I was like 9 years old, like killing it on stage. Yeah.
So are you really specific about the drums in your own music?
Yeah. When I produce, I'd be like crazy about the drums, but I mean, I'm just when it comes to beats in general, I'm real like picky about it. So I mean, that's why a lot of my stuff is like kind of hip hop, but it's also kind of pop. Cause it's like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm real picky when it comes to like picking my beats.
Is that like your favorite part, picking out the beats, or do you have a different?
My favorite part of creating, basically.
Yeah.
My favorite part of creating, it'll probably be like after like the hook is done, the verses are done, and then it's time to start doing the extra stuff, like the little back vocals. That's where you can really like be creative with this. So that's probably my favorite part. But when it comes to picking the beat, I just know it. Like you just know from like the first 5 seconds of the beat if you want to get on it or not. And I won't wait till I hear the whole beat. I'll just wait to hear like just a little snippet of it, and then I'll just kind of freestyle over it to kind of get figure out what I want to do with it, and I'll just go from there.
What's the worst part about creating?
The worst part is when somebody sends you a beat and you're like, "Yo, I really want to get on this beat," but you can't really think of nothing. So you gotta sit there and like really when you're creating, you don't think, like it just happens. So when you gotta sit there and think, especially when you're like, I usually would just move on, but you're like, "Oh man, I kind of gotta get on this beat." That kind of sucks. But at that point, I'll probably just give it some time, watch a movie, read a book, and try to come up with something right.
When you like come across those hard times creating, or like being an artist in general, what do you tell yourself, and what do you do to just keep going and move forward?
So I mean, I'm really like I always kind of been like a people's person. When I come around, everybody's like, "Yo, what's up, Babs? What's up, Babs?" And I kind of like, I'm big on energies, so it's like I kind of adapt to like I conform to like whatever. If everybody's partying right now, I'm like, "Hey, let's do it, let's do this." And everybody's reading right now, I'm like, "All right, let's learn something," So when it comes to the artistry, that's kind of me. Like I'm usually one in the room that's like trying to make sure everybody's good, trying to make sure that if somebody's down, I'm like, "Hey, what's wrong? You want to go talk about it? Let's figure this out." And so being an artist, that just kind of helps me because whenever people come up to me, we can always like get a conversation going because I care about them and they obviously care about me. They came up to me and talked to me, so it just kind of like played its part growing up. Like I didn't know I was gonna be making music when I was younger. Like I just graduated. I went to school and everything, graduated, and then I bought myself a mic, bought all my equipment, and just started making music. I released it, and my closest friends, my family were like, "Yo, like you got something. Like you better keep that going. You really got something." And I just kept at it. Here we are, 3 years later.
So you're done with school, so you're not doing like you've decided that music is what you're going for.
Oh, definitely.
How did you decide that? Like, was it a hard decision to kind of stir off from what you've been doing for so long to just all of a sudden do music?
No, it definitely was not a hard decision. Like the first time I got in the studio, I didn't want to leave. Like I loved it. I was like, "Yo, like I have to be here every day." Like But I just, at the time I was in school, like I was a senior in college, so right when I graduated, I got a job for a little bit, and the first check that I got, I literally went on Amazon and bought everything that I needed to like turn my room into a recording studio. And ever since then, I've been, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and like come up with something. I wake up before I go to sleep. I live in the studio basically. So no, it wasn't a hard decision at all. I knew from the start.
What would you say music does for you?
It's like therapy. Like, I go about my day. Sometimes, you don't have the best of the day. Sometimes, little things will get to you. But those are literally the best times to record. Like when you're going through something, that's how to really like put the emotion into a song. Like that's when you really feel like the aggression, you really feel the pain, and you really feel like, the artist is really meaning what they say. So I don't really like, it kind of helps out if anything. And if I'm in a really good mood, that's another time to make a good song too. So.
And what do you want your music to do for others?
I want people to like listen to my music and either learn something or just, if you're feeling down, there's some artists out there that I'll listen to. Like if I'm down, I'll just literally just cut on their album or cut on like a playlist with a bunch of their music, and I'll literally be feeling better than 30 minutes or an hour just for listening. So I kind of want people to like feel like that, if you're down one day, you just feel like you want to cruise around and learn something, cut on some Banwo. You never know what I'm gonna say. Like I don't like to be predictable at all. Like so that's why like sometimes you'll hear me rapping, sometimes you hear me singing, whatever it is. I don't box myself when it comes to music at all. So
speaking about your music, tell me about tidal waves.
So tidal waves. So it's definitely melodic. So if you ain't really a melodic type of person, you don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to push the culture with this one. So it's like. It's a lot of like, a lot of horns, a lot of flutes. It's like popish beats, but I started out rapping, so it's like hip hop too at the same time. But it's like real melodic, but you never know what you're gonna hear. You might hear a real, you know what I'm saying, something that like puts you in your feelings, tidal wave. Or you might hear something that makes you want to get down with your girl, tidal wave. So it's a bunch of just stuff that just floats. Like it's just. You gotta hear the music to really get what I'm trying to do with it. But I got a lot planned for tidal waves. I've been working on it for about 6 months now.
What was your inspiration for the whole project?
It really just started. I made the first like 3 songs, and I was just listening to them back to back to back, and I was like, yo, what do I get out of this? And I was like, yo, all my music just kind of puts me in a zone. Like I don't know, I'm just floating really. So I was like, tidal wave. And I actually have a song that I made about 2 years ago. It's called Free Day. And the hook was like, I can't live like a tidal wave. Tidal wave. yeah. So that name just came to my mind. Now, whenever I perform, I always like start my set with that song. So I was like, yo, that'd be a really dope album title. And then on top of that, it kind of matches the vibe that I'm going with. Like I said, it's a lot of melodic hip hop, melodic pop. So that's what you're expecting. It's gonna be dope. Like I'm really trying to push the culture with it. I don't see anybody like in the industry doing anything like this right now. So it's me.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yo, 5 years. I'm 24. 5 years, I'll be 29. If it ain't a world tour, if it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, like every album that I put out, I'm trying to like do a tour for it, of course. But I see myself, after music, when I'm in my mid-30s, probably retiring from music, I look to like start a nonprofit foundation, something kind of like what Bill Gates is doing. So I feel like if I'm 29, 5 years from now, I feel like I'll already kind of have a hand in that. But I plan on doing a lot of mogul type of work, investing in real estate, little big things like that. I don't want to kind of throw out all my gems, but I'm not just an artist. I'm a businessman as well. I went to school for accounting, so I love business. So that's one thing that I'll be doing aside from the music. Hopefully, getting the music in movies and stuff. I would love to act. So all you movie directors, all that, feel free to hit up your boy Banwo. Don't be shy. I respond. And probably the biggest thing that I want to hope that I get started is that nonprofit foundation, because I've wanted to do it for so long. So I just hope I've gotten that started by then.
That's awesome. And where do you perform? Like, what is your dream like stage?
What's that John in New York? The one that Drake be tearing down every year.
In New York?
It's in New York. It's called Madison Square
Oh,
Garden.
yeah.
I gotta touch that stage.
Yeah.
Oh, Rolling Loud too. I want to headline Rolling Loud. I want to. I mean, like, I don't know if y'all saw this past weekend with all the shootings and all this crazy stuff. Hopefully they you know what I'm saying, they fix it. The security, y'all not touching me. You know what I'm saying? You're not searching me.
Are you scared about that part? Like, are you ready for the full-on life of a rapper or as an artist?
I feel like I have, you know, like I told you, I've been working on this album for about 6 months. It's a lot that has taken place. This is really just like, not the aftermath, of course, because the album's not done yet, but this is really when stuff started to, like, you know, get better. You know, music is out now, but it's a lot behind it to where, you know, I'm just ready at this point. I'm really ready at this point. Like, I'm ready to be on tour. I'm ready to start doing these festivals, a lot. But yeah, nah, when it comes to like the security stuff, I feel like as an artist, you don't know, because it's like all these people, they hear your music all over the world, and you don't know who's plotting negative on you. So sometimes somebody in your circle has to keep a weapon, because you just don't know what's gonna happen. You know, obviously registered, but you don't know what's gonna happen. But then at the same time, these crooked cops will look for a situation where they can just throw you in a cell just to say, you know, they did it, or to make your life miserable. So it's like, yeah, I need to keep my weapon on me, but at the same time, I don't want to have to go to jail for 8 months just for, you know, for something that these cops said I did that I didn't do. So it's like, whenever you got to deal with security, like Lil Wayne, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Like, I don't think if I was in your situation, I probably wouldn't have done it either. I mean, you saw Kodak Black, now he's facing 10 years because of the same situation. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't even want to deal with situations. I hope I wish they would just understand, you know, like, you know, as an artist, you know, you kind of got to do your job, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But at the same time, I don't want to get in trouble for it. Yeah.
And can you tell me 3 facts that people probably don't know about you?
3 facts. I was born in Botswana, so I claim Nigeria, just because Botswana they didn't give me a citizenship. It's just the way they do it over there is a little different. But all my family is Nigerian. I lived in Nigeria for 3 years growing up. So I claim Nigeria. I speak my native Yoruba language. Fact number 2, I did go to school. I graduated with an accounting degree. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. They see Banwo, they're like, oh, he's just a rapper nigga. Nah, I actually went to school too. And fact number 3, let's get it. As I did mention, I did live in Nigeria for 3 years. I moved to the States when I was 7, so I guess that's a fact. I moved to the States when I was 7, and I guess I probably smelled a little bit. So a lot of the kids at recess, they would run away from me. At the same time, they'd go home and tell their parents that I was like the funniest kid in the world. I guess because my accent had a deep, like, African accent at the time. But yeah, that's a fact. Like, I got called booty scratcher, all that. But, I mean, now, you know what I'm saying, look at me. You know, I talk like I'm from here. So. And I don't stink anymore. You know what I'm saying? I keep some spray on me.
Yeah. And all right, well, you have open mic, so you can go ahead and if you want to freestyle, shout outs, advice.
Shout out, okay. Well, first of all, shout out This Is Dallas for taking the time to interview me. Shout out my boy Galloway. That's probably my best friend. He just dropped his album. He dropped his album this past week, Wyndham. I don't know if y'all have heard about that. Make sure you go check it out. My new single just dropped, She Is Savage, featuring my brother Solo East from Chicago. Make sure y'all go, you know what I'm saying, stream that, tell your best friend, tell your mom, tell everybody, post about it. Video coming soon. My new album, Tidal Waves, will be out very soon. You know, we just kicking it, man. We living life right now, you know. Before you get into this music life, it kind of takes a lot, especially, you know, coming from where I came from. My parents still are all like professionals, and I'm like the only person in my family that decided to go the music way. So it took a lot of like mental toughness, but I got through it. You know, Banwo, he's in session and he's you know, firing on all cylinders right now, ready to go. So I appreciate everybody for watching this. Thank you, This Is Dallas, once again.